Welcome everyone to Hexproof from Ward, Season 2, Episode 3. In today's episode, we're going to cover a few topics, but first I just want to remind everyone to please like and subscribe. We're a little channel, and everything that you can do to help us, like liking, subscribing, is the best thing you can do for us at this point. But with that being said, we'll get into it. So, in today's episode, Nathan will tell us all about the Ship Shawana card show. I'll introduce everyone to a new segment I'm calling the Budget PDA. More of that to follow. And then we will discuss as a group if Magic the Gathering is good for your mental health. And we'll wrap things up with Sam diving into his mono black deck build. With that covered, we'll just go ahead and do a smooth transition into some brand marketing with our sweatshirt model, Eli.
Yeah, so Eli, if you didn't see it, we dropped a limited edition hoodie. Unfortunately, it didn't come in kid sizes, but Eli wanted to show off his hoodie real quick. So here he is. So on the front,
Yay.
just like the everyone else's hoodie, it says this episode resolves. Everything's going to be backwards because, it is what it is.
Oh, no,
Uh,
that's
we weren't able to put the Magicon Las Vegas on the sleeve because it's a little guy hoodie, but it's super soft. He loves it. And that's his favorite part. He always talks about the logo, so he's excited about having the logo on there. And you want to tell everybody about your hoodie real quick? Okay, tell them about your hoodie.
Hoodie.
Hoodie. All
Heck
right,
yeah.
everybody.
Heck
So
yeah, hoodie.
that's what he's got. Can you tell
yeah,
everybody,
looking
say
all
see you
swagged
later?
out.
See you
Say
Bye-bye.
bye, everybody.
later.
All right, get your water and go see mommy, okay?
Bye.
All right.
Going back to the mines.
Yep.
Yeah, we watched a movie last night. Hold on, I gotta let Eli in. You guys have fun. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's put his little fingers to work.
Yep. So I figured we could just, well, Nathan's not looking, replace any dual lands with lands that enter tapped, like the scry ones. Yeah, and then
That's diabolical.
yeah, anyway, going back into the transitioning, I just want to check in on everyone. How is everyone's week going?
Pretty good. Yesterday was my last shift, and so I'm on my 4 day off. The movie I was talking about, Fackham Hall. It's on HBO
Interesting.
Max, but they were, and what was I? I can't remember what we were talking about before that I was going to bring
Hoodies,
that up.
marketing, branding, logos,
Nope.
Magic.
Nope.
Gathering.
amnesia.
Yeah. Dang
Okay.
it. There was something funny.
We can circle back to it. So Sam, we can't hear you.
There we
I
go.
don't remember what it was. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Man, there's a whole.
Wasn't it? You were talking about? It was about Eli. You said you.
Oh, back to the mines. Yes, that's what it was. So there's a scene where they're all singing at a pub because it's in the UK, and these chimney sweep fall through the chimney. And at the beginning of the movie, they're talking about how England's all about like child labor and everything because this is back like way back in the day. And one of the kids dies, and they're like, "Oh, he's the oldest living chimney sweep
Hilarious.
ever," and he was only 7. So that was that's the whole point. But if you haven't seen it, it's hilarious. It's kind of like Airplane and like those kind of movies where, but if you like that kind of comedy, check out Fackham Hall. So, continue with how our weeks are going, I guess. Sorry.
Yeah, my week was good. Got some. I built some IKEA-esque furniture, and it was a dresser, and the thing came with like 100 screws, and I just have like a manual screwdriver. My
Oh no.
forearms are like Popeye right now. I've just like I woke up today and it's just like like the scene that Nathan clipped of Jim Carrey getting like the arrow in both thigh from yeah, from
Ace Ventura.
Ace
When
Ventura.
nature
Thank
calls.
you.
Yeah.
It was like it felt like that, but in both of my forearms. So that
Yeah.
was my weekend.
Cut to the episode of Family Guy when Quagmire finds out about the internet and what he can watch on the internet.
Nah.
That's Josh's forearms right now. But sorry, Seth.
Okay. Then Keith with the kitty. Anything new from this weekend?
I've just been enjoying the weather and riding my bike and stuff, so it's pretty nice out at the moment. We're about to get like assaulted by some severe storms and like hail and tornadoes apparently. So
Yeah.
enjoying the weather while we can.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
fun
no
having
magic
like
for me,
60-degree days
unfortunately.
and then like a couple days from now it's supposed to snow again. It just keeps doing it. Welcome to Indiana, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Yeah. And then Sam, checking in with you. Anything new on your end of the world?
Finally fixed my mom's car.
There we go.
Yeah.
Let's
There we go.
go.
Sam, chief mechanic, makes blimps
A pox
on.
on the United States Postal Service, though, because I was waiting on bolts for the coil packs, and come to find out that GM discontinued them back to 2004 vehicle, and lo and behold, it was been in Indianapolis since Wednesday, and they said, "Oh well, you're probably gonna have to file a claim." So I went ahead and just drilled out new holes and threaded stuff
Oh.
and got it together. Lo and behold, the bolt showed up today.
Yeah.
Now I got bolts for no reason.
That's nuts.
Uh,
Did you guys hear about the guy that dipped his testicles in glitter?
I'd love to hear about it.
It's pretty nuts.
Nice. Or did you hear about the pirate with the steering wheel on his nuts?
It was driving his nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that one. The other one I heard on Bob and Tom. So you're welcome for
Right
that
on.
crass joke.
Okay. But yeah, before we get into some of the meat of the story, I think there's you played some Magic this weekend, Nathan.
Yeah, I played Magic on, let me see, Untap, which is a fun little way to play Magic digitally. If you don't have all the cards, you can kind of upload your decks and play that way. So I played with my youngest brother Dylan and his best friend Josh. Not same Josh as the one that's on the podcast here. But yeah, so I played one of my new Sonar innovative first year decks. I'm making two of them. I think Sonar is in my top 3 commanders of all time, just for fun wise. And then Dylan, he's a big Dylan and I spent a day in Muncie. He had some stuff go on, and so we wanted to just spend the day together and have some fun. So we went to Next Level in Muncie, picked up some singles, went to the comic book store in Muncie. I can't remember the name of it.
Action Comics.
Oh yeah.
It's the one, yeah, Oh Yeah Comics, yeah. And picked up some books, went out to Puertas. And then that night he hit me up and asked if I wanted to play on Untap. So when we were at Next Level, he picked up a Nathan Drake single from the Secret Lair drop. And so he just found a Nathan Drake deck to play on Untap. It was an unfortunate choice. He was having a hard time getting lands. But anyway, and then Josh played a Sir Conrad deck. Well, if everything goes well with my Sonar deck that I built, the one that's more artifact type focused, it's a really fun time. So I was able to fill out the board with a lot of tokens and just have fun with Sonar's ability. So yeah, that's the Magic that I played. It was a good time.
Yeah. But yeah, and then with the flow of the show, we're gonna go ahead and go into our first topic, and that is Nathan, tell us about that Shipshawana card show.
I've been doing some media stuff with one of my best friends and his group. So We went to Shipshawana, did some video stuff. I got some free time to look around and see if I could find any magic, and I found magic at one table. And this place takes over the entire convention center in Shipshawana, the brand new convention center. It's super nice. The Shipshawana card show has actually become one of the biggest card shows in the Midwest in just a handful of years. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Used to be in the small, in not the small, but it used to be in the Red Barn just upstairs. That's the only place that it was. Then it took over the whole Red Barn. Now the next Shipshawana card show that they have is supposed to take over the entire convention center instead of just one hall area. So, talked to a couple vendors, picked up some singles from one vendor, and he's like, "Yeah, I should have brought more Magic stuff. I'm the only Magic person, and I've basically sold out all of my Magic stuff." So, yeah, if you're going to Shipshawana card show and you're a vendor, bring some Magic stuff because people are looking for it. People are going to buy it. So, it was fun. Got a lot of good footage. We actually gave away 3 base set booster packs for free. All you had to do was come by the table, enter your name in the raffle, and 3 people walked away with $600 packs of Pokemon base set boosters. So none of them opened them, so we don't know what's inside. But it was a lot of fun finding those people. So yeah, shout out to the crew. We're excited for the next couple shows. This upcoming weekend, they're going to the Dallas Card Show and also Pokepalooza, which is now like Collectapalooza. That's actually at the State Fairgrounds here in Indianapolis. So, a huge card show. I think the last one we spent quite a bit of money buying cards and stuff like that. So, yeah, Shipshawana Card Show. If you have a chance, go check it out.
Yeah. Then I'm really keeping the excitement up. I'm excited to share a new segment with everyone. I'm calling Budget PDA. We're not monetized yet, so we can get away with a little PDA. Here, PDA is going to stand for Protect, Draw, and Attack. So then I will give you a budget card that protects, a budget card that draws, and a budget card that attacks. For the Protect, I want to shout out one of my favorite budget hexproof artifacts, and that is Giant's Amulet. For a single blue, you get an artifact equipment, and then when it ETBs, you can pay 3 in a blue and make a 4/4 Giant Wizard token and attach the amulet to it. But you don't really need to do that to get the value, and then because it equips for 2, and equip creature gets +1, +0/+1 as long as it's untapped. It has hexproof as well. I'm sorry, it has 0/0/1 regardless, and it gets hexproof as long as it's untapped. If you have a commander that doesn't need to tap to do its thing, excellent inclusion. Just can't shout out this enough. And then it's only 10 cents. So like you can do a lot worse for a dime. Then for the draw, I'd like to shout out Hilda's Crown of Winter. This is an artifact for 3. It has 2 abilities. One is pay 1 and tap, and you can tap target creature, and it costs 1 less to activate on your turn. And then the big draw effect is you pay 3, and you sacrifice Hilda's Crown of Winter, and you draw a card for each tapped creature your opponents control. You can just hold out till your opponent swings out with their big board of elves, and the next thing you know, you're drawing like 40 cards, and hopefully find a Aetherize in those 40 cards. and then that is only 64 cents. And then for attack, I wanted to shout out a new card called Hard One Jite. It's from the Ninja Turtles set. Uncommon, costs a 1 and a red. Equipment, equip creature has double strike, equips 2. Prior to this card, a lot of the equipments that gave double strike were all over $1. And this one is an option that's only 19 cents. So if you're like looking to have an equipment that gives double strike in red, this is the best budget option, and I just wanted to shout that out. So had a really fun time coming up with this segment, and I look forward to distributing more PDA to everyone moving forward.
We appreciate it.
And then now we're going to get into the meat of like our main story before Sam's deck build, and that is Magic the Gathering good for your mental health? The discussion. I mean, think of like Magic the Gathering and mental health. What are some of your guys' thoughts? Okay, go ahead, Keith.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I saw a video earlier and sent it to Josh, and it was about like combating brain rot and how like trading card games can help you with that. So Magic in particular is, it's a hobby. It can stimulate your brain, obviously problem solving, trying to win the game, and it's social. So it's kind of got has everything going for it as far as, you know, keeping you healthy and like social, and it's a really good alternative to like doom scrolling on your phone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Then Sam, your thoughts?
It's kind of like a double-edged sword. One hand, if you can get a pod, people that you play with, or new people, stuff like that, you can get together, hash things out, bounce ideas off each other. But I think we all can agree that it is just fancy cardboard crack. Um, I love opening packs, but at some point you just gotta don't open packs, just go out buy singles. But every now and then you just gotta open that foil. Just gotta tear into it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so I when I'm thinking of like mental health and magic and things like that, I think of the Better Days MTG that was kind of started by Hobbs Q and Tron is Bad. So just kind of checking in on everybody, talking about how everybody's weeks are going, things like that. So it's great to see that in the community, checking in with people. And you don't even have to be magic based, but it's fun having, people that care and want to see how everybody's doing each week and having those check-ins. Um, but then I also think, getting together with your friends and playing some games and, just getting your head out of what's going on, whether that be just from day to day things or what you're seeing on. Yeah, Keith, go ahead. Yep, go.
Oh, maybe we can link the video I was talking about, but I'm going to go back to that real quick.
Oh, and
Um,
sorry, good. I was gonna say that I already pulled up the video for him. And it's the creator is TNTCG. Before we forget.
mhm. And really hammered out the importance of like meeting spaces and third spaces to like gather with people. You have like your workspace, your home, and then like some other place where you can do activities. And local game stores are really important for that. It's just like,
Yeah.
community, all that jazz.
Yeah, I mean, and then like humans are social animals, and uh I know that you have your introverts and your extroverts, and then this is a hobby that tends to collect a lot of introverts, but you still need to socialize. And then I think this is a good entry point. It's hard to make like friends as an adult and to go to a game store on a magic night, and then like you and this person already have something in common that can be like a good like foot in the door for developing a friendship as an adult. So yeah. So I think overall is our walk away. It's great for a sense of community and socializing, and it's bad if you have any sort of gambling addiction.
Mhm.
The,
Yes,
the one major thing
all the above.
that I always try to tell people, it might seem like it's an expensive game. You don't have to spend a lot of the money to play the game. And I know some people get like disheartened, a little downtrodden to think like, well, I can't get these $500 decks, so like I'm not gonna have fun. That's not the case. Sure, the game is a little expensive, but all you gotta do, buy a pre-con. Most pre-con nowadays are they're working.
Yeah,
Like, might find a couple duds.
or you can do like what I sent in the group earlier. Moonshot is doing bargain bin EDH Saturday, March 28th from 5 to 9. You're going to build a full commander deck using only cards from the bulk room. You pay $9.99 and you walk away with an entire commander deck and a promo from their, get together and play with friends promos. So, I mean, you're basically walking away with more than $10 in cards. You've got a brand new deck and you're having fun. Everybody's building a deck at the same exact time. And it's just, jumping in the bargain bins. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to Moonshot and just dove into the bargain bins and found exactly what I need. And we've proven a couple times when we've built decks in this podcast that you can do it for pretty cheap. It's not, you don't have to have the most, expensive decks, because I've seen the most expensive decks die real quick, because people know what's in that deck and they just get rid of that person off the table. So a lot of those sneaky budget decks are the ones that can pull out W's too. So um, I was talking with one of the guys that went with me this weekend to the card show, and he said his friends have tried to get him into Magic over and over again. And I'm like, dude, I'll bring 2 decks the next time you're coming to a show, and I'll teach you how to play. And he's just so excited to have another thing to do that gets him out of some of the other stuff that he's doing. So um, I think it's a good thing. Yes, you're going to have your bad aspects of it. You're going to have the people that flip tables when they come to play. You're going to have people that make it a toxic environment. But for the most part, I think Magic is a fun thing to have, especially as an adult, as a kid. Um, it's chess, but even harder. I think, in chess you got to think a couple of moves ahead, and in Magic you got to do the same exact thing. Because if you're not, and people know exactly what you're going to do, then you're dead on board as well. So, yeah, go ahead, Josh.
Also, kind of like with the looking at the aspect of like toxicity. I think some people can try to win too hard, but the thing is, it's typically you're playing in 4 people pods. So
Hmm.
statistically, you're only going to win about 25% of the time. And then also, just because you lose at a game at Commander doesn't make you a loser as a person. So you can take a loss in stride, and that can be hard for some people if you grow up with like siblings that are super competitive, or this, that, or the other. Or like some people just grow up in like really competitive, kind of like toxic play groups and friend groups growing up, and then just to get away from that and like learn new habits and new perspective as an adult is important, and that's character growth, and you can experience this in a with cardboard rectangles in front of you and learn life lessons with cardboard rectangles in front of you.
Cardboard rectangles that double as, big ol' art galleries, in my opinion. That's
Oh, absolutely. I
super
mean,
cool.
yeah, also looking at art is good for your health mentally, and there, boy, does Magic offer a lot of art for you to look at. So that's another good aspect of it. And then you can be creative with it too. It's a good outlet for creativity, making like creative decks, trying to go against the mold and try to think of there's so many cards out there, you can make some combination of a deck that no one else has made exactly the same way.
Yeah, it'd be crazy to know how many combinations you could have in in Commander alone with all the cards that are available to you. It would be crazy to do that math at some point and see how many combinations you could have. But
Yeah.
yeah,
That sounds anything anyone else wanted to add about Magic in the discussion before we dive into Sam's mono black deck, which is probably going to be bad for everyone's mental health.
Not true.
no, I think we're ready. If
Okay,
everybody's
I
ready,
just
I can share the screen.
awesome. Yeah, I trust Sam's ability to make a nasty mono black deck, so we'll see how this goes.
Here we go. Boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
All right, Sam, you want to intro this to everybody?
So the name of this deck is called Papa Nurgle Loves All. So if anybody that plays Warhammer, that is the Chaos God of Decay, Nurgle. We got the commander, Mortarion, Demon Primarch. And what we're going to focus on, it's a 6 mana flying 5/6. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay X. If you do, you create X 2/2 Black Astartes warriors, creature tokens with menace. X cannot be greater than the amount of life you've lost this turn. So,
Hmm.
as you can imagine, what we're going to do with this. So, main goal, use that life as a resource like any time that black decks do, but this time we want to be gaining lives to create also a lot of interactions with what we have on the field. The main thing is spending that life to get various effects, but the main thing is creating as many tokens as possible every turn.
Oh
Okay. You
yeah.
want to run us through the deck, what you got so far?
Yes, sir. Now, obviously, we can take some stuff out of this if we want to. Big deal.
So real quick, so the commander Astartes, so does he make like zombies? Or is that what the
No.
Astartes peoples are?
No. The Astartes is just like your prototypical beefed up warriors.
Okay.
Let's see if I can. They look like. Oh, wait. They look like
Uh,
that. They're kind of. I
okay.
mean, this one kind of looks like a zombie, but that's also
Yeah, they're like
when it comes to
horror.
Warhammer, you can kind of you design
Yeah.
your own stuff anyway.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Yeah, but
then,
from this
yeah.
side on the Death Guard is basically what he's from, and that whole is about pestilence, death, decay, like rebirth, and all that. No, so we'll get into
Cool.
this. So for the creatures, we got 15 so far. We've got Cryptghast, a 3 and a black 2/2 with Extort, which Extort, whenever you cast a spell, you may pay either white or black, and if you do, each opponent loses 1 life. You gain that much. But whenever you tap a swamp for mana, you add black mana to it, so it's just helping you, keep as much mana as going. We have Defiler of Flesh, 2 and 2 black, menace 4/4. Basically, whenever you're casting a black permanent spell, you can pay 2 life instead of the black mana. Rick uses it, which we have in that too, but something extra for redundancies. But whenever you cast a black permanent spell, target creature control gets +1/+1 and gains menace. The big thing with this deck is to make sure things either have to take a lot of damage or you're going to suffer. A lot of people's going to hate this, but we got Gary, Grey Merchant of Asphodel, 3 and 2 black, 2/4. But whenever he enters, each opponent loses X life or X is your devotion to black, and that's the collar pips and all your permanents. A lot of people don't like him, but he gets stuff done. The next one, we have a great unclean one, 4 and a black, 4/5. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses 2 life. Then for each opponent who has less life than you, you create a 1/3 black demon creature token named Plaguebearer of Nurgle. So yeah, each turn they're losing 2 life. It's just nice to be able to create creature tokens whenever you can. We have Grim Dancer, 1 and 2 black, 3/3. Whenever it enters, you have a choice with 2 different counters on it, from among Menace, Death Touch, and Lifelink. You'll see later when we talk about what we can do with these counters. So at any point, you choose what you want to use on those to gain the advantage at that situation. But we'll talk more about that in a little bit. The next one, we have Hell's Caretaker, 3/4, 1/1. You tap it to sacrifice your creature, take a creature from your graveyard to put it in the battlefield, but you can only do it at your upkeep. It's a real quick method to shuffle stuff around. Easily targetable because it's 1/1. We can fix them. The next card, we have Crick, Son of Yawgmoth. It's 4 and 3 Phyrexian black, 2/2 lifelink. For each black cost, you may pay 2 life rather than pay that mana. And that's any black. So that'll come to either the artifacts, enchantments, lands, anything. And whenever you cast a black spell, he gets a 1/1 counter. We have a Noxious Gearhulk. It's a 4/2 black, 5/4 menace. Whenever it enters, you may destroy another target creature. If the creature is destroyed this way, you gain that life equal to its toughness. So you might have a big creature, just a way to gain that life, or you destroy somebody else's creature and gain life. Just something to get that going. One of our big beefy creatures that we have is Pestilence Demon, a 5 and 3 black, 7/6 flying, and for 1 black color. Pestilence Demon does 1 damage to each creature and each player. We got a combo with him. I'll bring that up in a little bit. Our next one is Plague Drone, 3 and 1 black, flying 3/3 with a Rot Fly. If an opponent would gain life, that player loses that much life instead. A lot better than Reign of Gore, in my opinion, as it gets around the life. It actually affects lifelink this time. Obviously, we have to have a Solemn in there. Solemn Simulacrum, a 4 artifact. Whenever it enters, you search your library for a basic land card, put it into play tapped, and whenever it dies, you may draw a card. The next one we have is a Tallyman of Nurgle, 2 and a black, lifelink 2/3. Beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, you draw a card and lose 1 life. If 7 or more creatures died this turn, instead you draw 7 cards and lose 7. So you can see kind of the combination that we got here. One of our big combos here is Tavash, Gloom Summoner, a 4 and a black, lifelink 4/4. At the beginning of your end step, you gain life this turn. You may pay X life or X the amount of life you gain this turn. If you do, create an XX black demon creature token with flying. And I'll talk the combo once we get Venom Crawler, 3 and a black, 2/2, lifelink. Whenever another creature dies, you put a 1/1 counter on it. Simple. The big creature that I like is Wall of Blood, 2 and a black, 0/2. Pay 1 life, and Wall of Blood gets +1/+1 until end turn. On to the sorceries. We have 12. First one we're going was the Bitter Ordeal, 2 and a black, sorcery. Search target player's library for a card, remove that card from the game, then that player shuffles his or her library. Gravestorm, one of the few cards that has it. And Gravestorm is whenever you play the spell, you copy it for each permanent put into the graveyard this turn. And it can get nasty. We have a Blight Grenade, 4 and a black, destroy target creature, then all creatures get -3, -3. It gets around indestructible creatures depending on what they have. We have Bond of Agony. It's X and a black. As an additional cost to play Bond of Agony, pay X life. Each other player loses X. We have an old but good Consume Spirit, X and 1 and a black. You can only spend black mana on X. It just does X damage to target creature or player, and you gain X. And we got Damnation, 2 and 2 black. Destroy all creatures. They can't be generated. And we have Exsanguinate, X and 2 black. Each opponent loses X life. You gain life equal to the life lost this way. We have Feed the Swarm, 1 and a black. Destroy target creature or enchantment opponent controls. You lose life equal to the permanent's converted mana cost. Then we have Grim Tutor, 1 and 2 black. Search your library for a card. Put that card into your hand, and then shuffle your library. You lose 3 life. Obviously, I wanted some tutors in there. Got to have tutors, and this is the one more forgiving one without being crazy expensive. I just like that art. You got Reanimate, 1 collar. Put a target creature card from a graveyard on the battlefield under your control. You lose life equal to its converted mana cost. It works even if you have creatures in the graveyard or someone else has something better. So, you got Sign in Blood, 2 black. Target player draws 2 cards, loses 2 life. You got Toxic Deluge, 2 and a black. And then as you additional cost to cast a spell, you pay X life. All creatures get -X, -X until end of turn. Then we have Unbreakable Bond, 4 and a black. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a lifelink counter on. Then we got on to the instance. We got 9. We got a simple Dark Ritual. Just 1 color, that 1 color black that creates 3 black. Simple. Doomblade, 1 in the black. Destroy target non-black creature. And then we have Hatred. It's a 3 and 2 black. Pay X life. Target creature gets +X/+0 until end of turn. We have Imp's Mischief, 1 in a black. Change the target of target spell with a single target. You lose life equal to that spell's converted mana cost. Infernal Grasp, 1 in a black. Destroy target creature. Lose 2 life. Necrologia, 3 and 2 black. You play Necrologia only during your end step. And as additional cost to play Necrologia, you pay any amount of life. Draw cards equal to the life paid this way. We have Plunge into Darkness, 1 in a black. You have to choose one. Sacrifice any number of creatures, then you gain 3 life for each sacrificed creature. Or you pay X life, then look at the top X cards of your library, put one of those cards into your hand, and remove the rest from the game. Then you have Entwine with 1 black. And we have Sudden Spoiling, 1 and 2 black with Split Second. And if anybody doesn't know that, as long as it spells on the stack, players can't cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. And then creatures target player control become 0/2 and lose all abilities until a turn. We have Unexpected Fangs, 1 in the black. You put a 1/1 counter and a lifelink counter on target creature. Now, a lot of people that play with me, I love my artifacts, and we got 17 so far. Starting off, we have Ashod's Altar, 3 sacrifice creature, add 2 colorless mana. We have a Basilisk Collar, that's for 1 with equip 2. Equip creature has Death Touch and lifelink. Bolas's Citadel, 3 and 3 black. You look top card of your library anytime. You may play top card of your library. If you cast a spell this way, you pay life equal to the mana cost, and then you tap it, sacrifice 10 non-land permanents, and each opponent loses 10 life. We have a Bantu's Monument, 3 colorless. Black creature spells you cast cost 1 less. Whenever you cast a creature spell, each opponent loses 1 life, you gain 1. We have a Demon's Horn. It's 2. Whenever a player casts a black spell, you may gain 1. We have a Horizon Stone for 5 mana. If you would lose unspent mana, that mana becomes colorless instead. A Jet Medallion, 2 mana. Black spells you cast cost 1 less. Mask of Grizzlebrand, 1 and 2 black. Equip creature has flying and death, lifelink. Whenever equipped creature dies, you may pay X life, where X is its power. If you do, draw X cards with 3. We have Mithril Coat, 3. Flash indestructible whenever it enters the battlefield. Attach to target legendary creature control. And then the equipped creature is indestructible with equip 3. We have a Phyrexian Altar. 3. Sacrifice creature, add 1 mana of any color. We have a Resurrection Orb for 2. Equipped creature has lifelink, but whenever equipped creature dies, turn that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step with equip 4. We have Scroll Rack for 2. That has tap 1, tap it, exile any number of cards from hand face down. You put that many cards from the top of your library into your hand, and then look at the exile cards and put them on top of your library in any order. Staff of the Death Magus, or Magus, however you want to say it. 3 mana. Whenever you cast a black spell or swamp enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. We have Sword of the Animist for 2. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever equipped creature attacks, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it into play, battlefield tapped, off your library for equip 2. You have Thought Vessel for 2. You have no maximum hand size, and you tap it to add 1 colorless. We have Vincer's Journal for 5 mana. You have no maximum hand size. At the beginning of your upkeep, you gain 1 life for each card in your hand. And then we have Whip of Erebos. 2 and a black. Creatures you control have lifelink. You tap 2 and 2 black, tap it, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Exile at the beginning of the next end step. If it would leave the battlefield, exile instead and putting it anywhere else, and you activate that only as a sorcery. For the enchantments, we have 8. We have Black Market, 3 and 2 black. Whenever a creature dies, you put a charge counter on Black Market. Beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you add 1 black for each charge counter. We have Dark Prophecy, 3 colors, 3 black colors. Whenever a creature control dies, you draw 1 card and lose 1 life. Then we have Font of Agonies, 1 black. Whenever you pay life, you put that many blood counters on Font of Agonies, and then 1 and a black. Whenever you remove 4 counters from it, destroy target creature. We have Grave Pact, 1 colorless, 3 black. Whenever a creature you control is put to the graveyard to the battlefield, each other player sacrifices a creature. We have, I know Nathan's one of his favorites, No Mercy. 2 and 2 black. Whenever a creature deals damage to you, destroy it. Not combat, just any damage. And then we have Pestilence. 2 and 2 black. At the end of any turn, if there are no creatures in play, you sacrifice it. But for 1 black, it deals 1 damage to all creatures and players. Then we have Phyrexian Arena. 1 and 2 black. At the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card and lose 1 life. And then Phyrexian Reclamation, 1 black. You pay 1 and a black, pay 2 life, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Lands currently, we have 29. We have Cabal Coffers, as obviously we're going to have swamps. One of the big things we have is Nesting Grounds. That's going to be really relevant to this, where you tap it to add colors, but you tap 1, tap it to move a counter from target permanent you control onto another target permanent. That'll be very important later. We have Nykthos because auto collar. Tap it, add 1 colorless, or tap 2, tap it, choose a color, and then you add mana of that color equal to devotion. We have Reliquary Tower, where you have no maximum hand size. You tap it for a colorless, and then 25 swamps. And then we have a sideboard of Bloodletter, but I just forgot to remove that, but we can keep that there.
I can remove it. I'll remove it for now. All right. So we've got 91 cards, so you've got, 9 cards left. What do you think we need to add? I mean, just looking at what you've got so far, you've only got 15 creatures, and I know you've got a lot of combo pieces, but I think a couple more creatures wouldn't be a bad idea.
Go ahead.
Sir Conrad is one that I was thinking of. Just because we're sacrificing creatures, we're doing a whole bunch of stuff. So Sir Conrad the Grim for 3 and 2 black, legendary creature, Human Knight, one of the nastiest dudes in the world. Whenever another creature dies or a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves your graveyard, Sir Conrad the Grim deals 1 damage to each opponent. Then you can pay 1 and a black. Each player mills a card. I've taken multiple people out at the table just using that last ability that Sir Conrad has. Keith.
Yeah, so we're going to be recurring a lot of cards from the graveyard. So Teval's Judgment, Teval''S Judgment. It is 2 and a black enchantment. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Draw a card, create a treasure token, or create a 2/2 black zombie druid creature token.
Ooh, I love that.
Hold on.
I have another one.
Hold on.
Real quick.
Sorry, the search bar is being done.
Oh my gosh. Just give me a second, please. Is Taval's Judgment all black, or does it have more than one
T.
color in it?
It was just black. I thought. Yeah, it just put TEVAL. Oh,
I
there's
think
no E. It's Judgment.
what is that?
Is that an enchantment? Yeah, check it out.
Huh.
Judgment.
That's not how you spell judgment.
Does Judgment have an E? An extra E in there? Am I crazy?
Did we just Berenstain Bears ourselves? Have I
No,
been spelling judgment
dictionary
wrong my whole
is
time? My whole life?
Judgment. No, I think that's right. Huh.
Wow.
Weird.
Okay.
And another scary recursion reanimation target is summon apostrophe primal Odin. 4 and 2 black enchantment creature Saga Knight 5/3. Saga Step 1, Gungnir, destroy target creature opponent controls. Saga Step 2, Zan Tetsuken. This creature gains whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. Saga Step 3, Hall of Sorrow, draw 2 cards. Each player loses 2 life. And I think we can give stuff menace counters, right? So that might be pretty
Yeah.
gnarly.
I have one more. I know we've got 17 artifacts, but I think Vorpal Sword in here would be fun.
Do we have I don't know. Yeah, with Menace, I guess that could help get it through. I actually had I had one more equipment I wanted to pitch just because it can also help lead into combos.
Okay.
And that was Nim Death Mantle.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Where
Nim
did that
Death
go? Oh,
Mantle,
boy.
it is a equipment for 2. And equipped creature gets +2/+2, has intimidate, and is a black zombie. And then whenever an on-token creature is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you can pay 4. If you do, you return it to the battlefield with Nim Death Mantle attached to it. Any If we're making a token on ETB with any of these cards, if we have Ashnod's Altar out, we can sack both of them, and then we can just chain ETBs with that.
Keith.
Another modal spell, Insatiable Avarice for 1 black. It's not already in there, right?
Nope.
Okay, it's a spree card. So +2, search your library for a card, then shuffle and put that card on top. And or double black, target player draws 3 cards and loses 3 life.
So then I have a budget substitution I wanted to pitch to you guys that will peel about $50 off this deck.
Let's see it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so did you already say what Insatiable Avarice is?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect. Okay, so we're gonna scroll back down to artifacts, and I know we're pretty artifact heavy, so I'm gonna pitch a substitution, and then Sam can give the yay or nay for it. I wanted to maybe swap out the uh, the scroll rack, which is the $57 card, and I wanted to pitch a budget alternative,
Scroll
which would
Rack is
be
$24.
oh, why did I think it's more? Well, anyway,
I
this
think you're
one's
thinking
good.
of Hatred, maybe, but
Oh,
Hatred's
maybe
only
yeah,
48.
but still, my substitution for scroll rack I have is 50 cents, and that is the Requiem Monolith.
Requiem da.
Oh,
What
it's
it
30
do?
cents, and this is for 2 and a black. You tap it, and until end of turn, target creature gains. When this creature is dealt damage, you draw
Some bottom.
that many cards. And then also,
And lose that
uh,
much life.
yeah, whenever you, yeah, so then you can also have that creature's controller may have this artifact deal 1 damage to it. So it's a really good way to draw a bunch of cards. And if we're already like kind of putting our creatures in danger and can recur them, we might as well get a bunch of draw off of it. How do you feel about that substitution, Sam?
Run with it.
Cool.
Oh, cool. Scroll rack's scary. You have to exile cards.
Yeah,
So
the-
scary.
You don't exile them. They go
They're
basically you take what's in your hand, exile them, draw that many, and then put the cards you exiled on top of your library.
Yeah.
A way to just manipulate what's in your hand.
Yeah. And then this way we just straight up draw and we save $24. Uh,
No
Stonks.
Mercy Sam is one of my top 5 cards of all time in Magic.
I know.
So I appreciate
It's
you
solid.
having that in there.
I did have a lower to the ground creature to uh, pitch, which might be good for some of our scheming, and that is
Blood
Sidisi
Artist?
Regent.
Oh.
Sorry, Sidisi Regent of the Mire. And
Ooh.
then this is a really fun card from the newest Tarkir set, and it's for 1 and a black. You get yourself a zombie snake warlock, and then you can tap, sacrifice a creature you control with mana value uh, X other than Sidisi, and return target creature with mana value X +1 from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. I couldn't help but notice in your mana base you had, or like in your creature base, you have things like Solemn Simulacrum at a 4, and you want to hit things like the Grey Merchant of Asphodel at a 5 or a Sir Conrad the Grid at 5. So then, like some of these cards that we can be sacrificing at the level 4 to get to the 5, if they wind up in the graveyard, or like is a just strictly good value. Also, a 1/3 blocker for 2 isn't bad for a turn 2 play.
I have 2 black all-star creatures that I think could work in here, and we only have to use one since we're at 98. Either Blood Artist or Vampire Nighthawk. I think
I
every
think Blood
black deck
Artist.
that's doing what this deck does needs at least one of those.
I'm gonna say Blood Artist.
All right.
Just because we already have some aristocrat stuff going on, I feel like he fits the mold a little bit better.
Yeah,
And then
so
if their commander is making a bunch of tokens, that might it can like disincentivize a board wipe if we're gonna absolutely body them, and when that happens.
yeah. So Blood Artist, 1 and a black. Whenever Blood Artist or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life, and we gain 1 life. I've got to
Ooh,
think of
I
a
actually had a
better
land to
effect.
pitch if we are open to having another land.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
I'm gonna absolutely butcher the name of this bad boy. So
It's
it's
pronounced
Crypt.
swamp.
Shrimp.
Not quite. It's Crypt of Agadim.
Agadim.
Age Agadim. Thank you. Yeah, so it's like a
Um,
little bit like budget Cabal's coffers. It enters tapped, but it can tap for just this swamp, or you can pay 2 and tap it and add a swamp to your mana pool for each black card in your graveyard. Also, this
Each
card
black creature card in your graveyard.
each sorry, each black
Yep.
creature card. Thanks for the
Yep.
clarification.
No
But still,
problem.
I mean, for you could do a lot worse for a utility land that costs only $1.07.
Yeah, definitely. And we are at 100 cards. So if there are any
ooh,
changes or anything like that that we want to work on, uh,
I don't know. It looks pretty good.
I think
Yeah.
this deck
Definitely
looks
scary.
like super solid and super scary. I don't really think we need to make any changes, but
Yeah,
that's
there's
just
Sam,
like an
me.
insane amount of card
How do you
draw
feel
and
about?
everything.
Sorry to interrupt.
So we want
Yeah,
to pay attention to a couple combos for anybody who wants to build this. Um, we have Tavash. So both Tavash and Mortarion care about that what happens, either you gaining life or losing. At the beginning of your end step, you always want to say if you've gained X amount of life, you want Tavash to go off first.
Okay.
So say you've gained 8 life, you pay that 8 life, you create an 8/8. Well, now Mortarion automatically states, hey, you've lost 8 life. So if you pay that up to 8, you don't have to pay 8 automatically, up to 8, and then you can generate even more creatures.
Yeah, because then you get those 2/2 Stardust Warriors too.
So the main goal, because it's colorless for his ability, is to constantly keep triggering for Horizon Stone to just dump as much mana as possible into Horizon Stone, and that's your colorless mana battery.
Okay.
The other one is we wanted to move a lifelink counter onto Pestilence, an enchantment with a lifelink counter. What we do that with the land, the nesting grounds. So, let's say you have you have Crick out that states you can just pay 2 life to do 1 damage to everybody and everything. So you're going to gain X amount of life. You can keep him with indestructible, keep him on the battlefield. You can just win the game with.
Sheesh.
Now, obviously, if you have no mercy out and you do Pestilence Demon, you're only going to get that trigger. You can pay X amount of times, but see what happens with it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's whenever a creature, so it's not just whenever an opponent's creature. Yeah.
The
So you got to be
thing is
careful. You definitely got to be careful about that.
And if you really want to make it evil, move a Death Touch counter on Pestilence.
Gross.
Because if you have X amount of creatures and you destroy everything, you can cast Bitter Ordeal. Let's say you've had like 100 creatures, you can effectively remove someone's library from the game.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna see if I can find a land tutor in black. Well,
that's why
Does
we
that-
have Sword of the Animist.
Okay.
And granted, it's just one, but
Yeah, we want to grab some test hands and see how we're feeling.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Looking pretty clean so far.
Except for that one, but that's
That's to be.
yeah,
You're gonna have.
we're looking good.
Yeah.
We're looking good here, folks.
Yeah.
All right.
and obviously, any tokens that you have that you sacrifice either to Ashnod's Altar, which the deck you're gonna probably want to do Ashnod's Altar more often because you want to pay that X mana every turn. But
Speaking of tokens and infinite tokens, I'm seeing infinite tokens here. We were supposed to talk about this earlier, but we forgot. So I picked up 2 different Dungeon Daddy token caddies. So want to talk about them real quick. Super fun, awesome way to keep all of your infinite tokens stuff and markers and tags.
Oh, that looks cool.
It fits like right in my bolt. So that's great. I also have the bigger version. Everything's gonna fall out of this one because I put my other infinite tokens and token counters in this one. But yeah, it's awesome. They're working on an update for the little coin counter slot to where the infinite token coins will fit in there. But for now, they've got these little white ones to fit, but there's plenty of room, space. Awesome. So shout out Dungeon Daddies, shout out Infinite Tokens. No one's a sponsor. We just like really cool people. So
Dungeon
there's that.
Daddies.
So are we good with this deck? Any changes we want to make?
Oh,
or?
heck yeah.
I think we're good. Yeah.
Okay. Bracket 3 is the bracket that we are at right now. So
And
that's
that's
cool.
The old Bolus of
Citadel.
Citadel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Seems
what do we
about
have
right.
here for themes, folks?
Well, we have 1/1 counters on some stuff.
Okay.
Is that aristocrats a little?
Oh
little
yes.
artifacts?
Artifacts. Yep. We're artifact heavy. We're not Blue Moon again. We're not budget. This is casual-ish. I wouldn't say it's competitive, so
Oh no.
Combo.
wombo
Yeah.
combos. Okay.
I would say it is controlling black control. We are trying
Okay.
to manipulate the board.
All right.
You got equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a decent amount.
Okay.
You got some flying
We got some what?
stuff. You can keep flying on.
Okay.
It is historic. We do have a lot of artifacts.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Life bargain
life
and life
bargain?
gain.
Yeah.
You're all
Okay.
about wheeling and dealing that life total.
Okay. Mono black.
Yes, sir. Reanimator. a little
There's
bit.
some reanimate in there.
Tokens.
Mm-hmm. Webcam friendly. And there are a handful of
X
X spells in there too.
Hey.
All right. And then
Dang.
how would you like to describe this deck, Mr. Sam?
Well, within the garden, pestilence grows, so I don't know, something with that.
Hmm.
Did I spell pestilence correctly?
Pestilent.
There's an I in there.
Okay, somebody spell it for me, please.
ENCE. ILENCE. I. And then ENCE, I think.
Yep.
Okay, great. Thank you. I never won a spelling bee. I got out on the word refrigerator 2 years in a row. So when I'm trying to spell stuff and it doesn't get underlined in red.
And obviously the big thing is my top 5 blackguard is hatred. Because it's an instant. Instantly just beat somebody down with that.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's a $48 card. Nice.
Wonderful.
Yep. So,
Ooh, scary.
ooh, piece of candy. All right. How's everybody feeling? I think that's a nasty deck. Not
Yeah, it's
surprised.
brutal.
Sam came up with that one. Next week we are at blue, and that's Keith. So
Let's go.
mono blue Keith deck building. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. And with that, does this episode resolve?
I believe it does.
I
Sirs.
think so.
Bye.
All right, everybody.
All right,
See you next week.
GG's, everybody.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Hexproof from Ward. If you liked what you heard, you can continue to listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube. You can give us a follow on Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky. We'll see you next week.